welcome, beautiful angels. I'm Flora. I'm a teacher of the online retreat of the Temple of Babylon, and I'm going to offer a crystal gridding class next Saturday. In this class, I will teach you all the basics you need to know to make your own crystal grid, and we're gonna make one all together live. And I'm helping you setting up this grid to support you through the whole weekend. But in order to make a crystal grid, you need the right crystals. So this little video is here to help you to pick the right crystals and be sure you have everything you need to get the most out of it. The first thing you need, and it's a very important stone, is a generator stone. A generator stone is a stone you put in the middle of your grid. There are three types of generators. That is like a cluster, a tumble stone, and a single point stone. I'm going to use the cluster and the single point stone in our class. So if you find those, that would be perfect. A little cluster, it doesn't have to be that big. Size doesn't matter. But you see this is a formation of different stones growing together, pointing everywhere. A single point has more focus because they have like one point and they have one flat side. They're really nice to have a balanced grid, to make a balanced grid. If you can't find them or you want to try it out first because those are a little bit more expensive, grab yourself a little tumblestone. I would suggest, if you choose this, always choose clear quartz. I would recommend it too for the cluster and the single point, especially for this class, because clear quartz is a very powerful stone and you can program them in any purposes because they have all the colors in them, all the vibrations in them. And those things, like this is an aragonite, they're really pretty. They can be very powerful in certain grids, but these are more for the advanced gridders. And this has a healing properties, or they have like a certain vibration. And if you know what type of vibration those stones have, you can make a more themed grid. But I would suggest, when you try first, get yourself a clear quartz. We're also gonna need a double pointed crystal. A double pointed crystal is very easy. It's a crystal with 2 points, like this. Again, with this one, size doesn't matter. This tiny thing will work, but it's not, you have to work it within your hands, so it's not really handy to work this small, but if you can't grab anything else, this will do. I personally work with like this big one. It's also nice, has a nice feel to it, because this one has little ripples, so you can feel the coats. It's very nice when you meditate, and it's really nice to hold it in your hand. You have also man-made ones. This is a tumble stone, this is an amethyst. Those are powerful too, because you need a point in a generator, but with a double pointed, it's more like your staff, like your magic wand. So this will do too. So the next thing you need are single pointed crystals. Although the generator is a single point, this one has a flat bottom, and you can put it with the point upwards. You can't do that with the single ones. They are long, they have 1 point, the other side is like cut off. You can find them anywhere. They're not that expensive. I often use the really tiny small ones. Again, size doesn't matter with those type of crystals. These are very, very powerful. They work beautiful. So Grab as many as you want, at least 8. I would recommend more, because the more you have, the more creative you can be and the more you can get out of your grid. So yeah, try to find those. In the shops often you get a little sack with multiple in it, or buy them online. Yeah, make sure you have enough, at least 8. And now we get to the more creative side of grid making, personalizing your grid with different crystals. It's very important to choose your crystals wisely when you're making a grid. After this part of the video, I'm going to show you a little exercise how to determine which crystal you need to pick in that moment. I say in that moment because sometimes a stone doesn't suit you now, but can be very helpful in the future, because you change, the energy change, your surrounding change. Think about that. First, I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about the types of crystals you can use, and I will start with the tumble stones. Tumble stones are stones that are polished in a big tumble, in a big washing machine, how you can call it, and they're sanding, and it makes them really, really smooth. This is a red jasper, very powerful stone. Here you got also tumbled stone. This is rose quartz. This is a stone about unconditional love. Very nice for healing grids. Very nice for forgiveness. Yeah, it's a stone you can use in almost any grid. It will support the whole grid. You have many other types. You can see here. You can look at the colors. It sometimes matches the chakras. This is blue. Blue is the throat chakra, so this is really good for communication. You can always ask me about stones, but on the internet, is full of explanations. There are also stones that are, I use often rough stones. This is a labradorite, a rough one. This is how they find them in nature, so they're not touched by humans. They're, if you polish a stone, there's a lot of energy put into the stone to get it polished. I love those because they're very powerful. They're not that pretty, but they're very powerful. And this is how you see a labradorite being polished. Look how beautiful. Very good for protection, also psychic abilities. So if you want to get your psychic abilities more developed, this is a very beautiful stone to keep with you and let you be protected. Other kinds of stones that you find in nature, they are naturally formed stone. This is a beta quartz. This is not a really well-known quartz type. So you don't find these in any crystal shop, but they have like really, really nice shape, like geometrical shape. This is how they get found. Here you get the squares, cubic. This is a pyrite. It's a fool's gold, as they call them. Yeah, they're like found like this. It's very amazing. Very, very good for a business grid, money grids, and such things. So yeah, they're also easy, if you want to in the manifestation grid. These are more for healing. By the way, the beta quartz, it's about restoring DNA. So that's a wonderful stone too. And these are Icelandic calcite. This is a way shower. People find those like this in nature. So yeah, very pretty. Often a lot of people get attracted to the opalite stone, but I have to tell you about it. They're really nice. I love the color, you see. It has a really new earth energy color. So in the color itself, there lies the energy, not in the stone, because this is glass. This is man-made. They put in this glass certain particles that make it look like that this is not opal, never was opal. But if you really want to have a powerful stone with this color of energy, I would, a real opal is very expensive, but a good alternative is this is a rainbow labradorite, or you can also use a white moonstone. Look, you can see it. These has so much more power, and yeah, you can grab those. So if you want to search for this new earth energy, yeah, I would grab one of these. When you picked your healing stones for your grid, make sure you buy at least 4 of them, because in our class we're gonna work with the number 4. If you already know that you're gonna continue making grids, make sure you buy 2 extra, because then you have the number 6, and most geometrical crystal grid templates are working with the number 6. In order to pick the right crystal, I have a beautiful exercise for you. So if you're in a crystal shop or you're at home, you have a lot of crystals and you want to be sure which one will be suited for you at that moment in that time, or which one you should pick or buy. Take one crystal you feel like you're drawn to, put it in your left hand. Important, left hand, because left hand is the hand of receiving and the right hand is the one that giving. So you put the crystal in your left hand, you close it, and you bring the crystal and your hand toward above your heart. And then you close your eyes, you stand up and you close your eyes and you feel if the energy is pulling you backwards or it's pulling you forwards. When with this crystal you feel like it goes backwards, then it's a no-go. When you feel like you pull forwards, that means this crystal is suiting your energy. So it's like forwards, yes, backwards, no. And sometimes, even within the same crystal types, there's a difference. So in order to pick some, feel it. This is a wonderful exercise in anything, not only for crystal gridding, but if you like crystals and you want to buy one, this is the tool to make sure you get the right crystal. So close your eyes, bring it to your heart, left hand, and get them. Last but not least, make sure you grab yourself a little notebook with a pen and paper. Grab yourself some little pieces of paper where you can write on. In the files there are some printable basic crystal grids. If you don't have a printer, try to find one of these. I don't know how they call in English, but in this way you can make like perfect circles we can work with in the class. I hope to see you next Saturday. I'm so looking forward and it's gonna be fun. Bye, sweeties.